and once more, into the abyss. Hey guys, Silvertorn here, and welcome back to Let's Play Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow! These guys are really annoying, but I'm very close to being able to 3-shot them without using a smash attack there. Pretty nice. I'm like 2 damage a hit off. Nope, bad fire. 2 damage hit off. So this area, fire is the devil. Fire is the devil, very simply. Thankfully, we won't have to deal with the fire for very long. This area is interesting in a way. Very interesting. You're dead, you're dead. I'm gonna just ignore him as much as possible, so I can get past these fires without having to deal with them. But yes, this area is split up into 6 different regions, technically, and each region has its own theme. First one there had the whole fire theme, but once we get past it, we have this little mud theme type deal. And they're all corded off by that little double room there, so it's an interesting thing to note of that. The rooms themselves have a rather specific layout. Also, we drop down here and we will get a gray soul, the Hippogriff soul. Hippogriff soul is really nice, especially for the final boss. It's a gray soul, which will let you do this. Kill that heart eater. Now this thing right here, this is a mud demon. Holy crap, I got its soul real easily. That is another soul I wanted to get. Prevents you from losing your mobility in the sand, like right here. So before we were moving a little... Wow, 2 of them? Holy crap. So before, while we would be moving slow, now we aren't. So it's kind of useful in that regard. Ow, that was oddly convenient. But yeah, these rooms here are the whole transition screens, but each area is set up roughly the same. Still doing more damage to Claw Solus because of Holy Element. So you can kind of see more or less how this area fits out. The area itself is really linear, with the exception of the area where the Hippogriff Soul was. And this here is Stolos. He's a summoner. His soul is stupidly rare. I think it like raises intellect at the cost of strength or something. His soul is stupidly rare. I think his item he drops is probably a high mind up too. I don't know for sure on that. So that's another thing of note. Oof. Did I get a double hit on this thing? That was interesting. This area itself shouldn't take too long to get through, thankfully, because that'd be annoying otherwise. It's a pretty long area. And there's the, oh, not the high mind up, the mana prism I meant that Stelos probably has. Alright. At this point, once we get to the next room, you'll see we're about halfway through the area. The region is split up and it's mirrored very simply. This, by the way, right here is Malakota. We will need 2 of his souls later, so that's an interesting thing to keep in mind. You don't even really need the Bass Soul anymore. It's useful. Hit you. What's on my Sega Soul? PP9. I don't need PP9 anymore. I'm going to change my souls around. I don't need PP9 anymore. Let's go back to Golem, which I maxed out. Actually, I want to keep Bad Company on, yeah, because Bad Company is going to be useful up ahead. Not going to need Paranoia anymore, so let's throw on, where are you? Frozen Shade, sure. Keep things a little mixed up. Random Mud Demon right here. Just sitting there. Also, over here, there is a save. Why is there a save here? Because there's a boss up ahead, that's why. Right through this door is our next boss. I am not going to remember the seal. Not at all. Come on, die. Where did she go? Die. There we go. Oh, perfect. I leveled up right before the boss fight. And this here is Abaddon. Abaddon! Interesting. He summons these little locusts to fight. He himself doesn't actually attack you, and he thankfully telegraphs his attacks, or rather conducts them, pretty well in advance. Dodging his attacks is very much simpler to do with bat form. And I'm pretty sure he's weak to the holy element, which is why the Claw Solus is so effective. But he'll basically just jump around, and he'll summon the locusts. Alright, can I do this? I did not do that correctly. I knew I was going to mess it up very early on, too. Alright. Come on, damn it. I only got hit once, that's acceptable. Only got hit once, that's acceptable. Come on. One more try. There we go. Abaddon! Nothing really too big of note of him, really, besides that. His soul, which we'll get in a moment. His soul is to summon a cloud of locusts to swarm your foe. I'm actually going to show that off because we're not going to have that for long. This is all his soul does, but we're not going to have that for too terribly long because, well, we need his soul to make a thing. And make a thing we shall. But for now, we shall continue on. That marked pretty much the halfway point fighting Abaddon, and this room here is an interesting one which I will be spending a bit too much time in. Oh, good, Black Panther Soul. Let's show that off already. The Black Panther Soul, unfortunately, will replace Harpy Lady for the time being. What it does is it lets you run really freaking fast. And as there are 3 Malacotas in this room, this is where I'm going to farm them. See you guys in a moment. That was fun. Alright, so I managed to get my 2 Malakota Souls. And I still have Black Panther, because Black Panther. Yay, Black Panther. Alright, so this area is more or less done now. The region itself, this one doesn't have much of a theme. It's just, oh, hey, there's an Iron Golem. Can I just jump? No, I'm going to platform. The area itself, its theme seems like space and the Aurora Borealis. I don't know how that works out exactly, but it does. You. Gonna kill you down here where you can't touch me. And into the next room. Oop. I'm gonna batform this room. I am going to batform this room. Nothing to say about that. How do I want to? I want to do it like that. Want to do it like that too. Alright. This area can be mildly annoying. Kill her where she can't get to me. Come on. Come to me. Come to me. Gotcha. I'm just going to batform through this area so I don't hit these spikes. Because hitting these spikes would be terrible, and I don't want to do that. And in here we have a warp out of the abyss. I'm going to take this. Because we have all the souls we need to do some fusing. And I'm going to do some fusing. Nope. I want to run faster. Run faster to Yoko. Run faster to Yoko. Alright, Yoko, what do you got to tell us this time? What on earth have you been meaning to add? Why is this your business? Yeah, so that's a very good point. Why are you asking this now? Well, okay, I guess that's something of a better reason, but yeah, I mean, it's still not the best thing to just randomly ask, hey, how far have you gone with blank? Yeah, of course someone's right. And what do you, well, yeah, I suppose it's right, you don't get to meet many, but there is one across the street. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Alright, so then, it is time to start fusing some weapons. The last bit of weapon fusing we need to get. So with Calibog and Abaddon's Soul, we can make the Valimwe. I'm probably not pronouncing it right. That sword's kind of interesting. Where do we? Using the Garian Sword and Malakota's Soul, we can make Nebula. I don't think there's anything really special with Nebula. I've looked it over, it might have an element, but I honestly don't know. And I honestly don't know with this weapon either. I cannot tell if there's anything special about the Marumasa. Marumasa. I'm probably not pronouncing it right, and I feel like I should be. But those are the only souls we have left to fuse, or only weapons we have left to fuse, so let's put them on so I can show them off. And Nebula. Nebula. It doesn't really have anything special with a smash attack. This is the Valium way. You can use it while moving. It does not have a smash attack. I think it might also hit a few times. Don't quote me on that. But the fact you can use it while moving is its like little selling point. I had the Colossus. And I still have to show off you. The sword. I honestly don't know what the deal is with this sword. I really don't. I guess maybe its smash attack hits a few times? Do you actually need to use any boss souls to make it? That might be another thing. I'm not sure. No, I already have the Colossus. Put Death Scythe back on. Where's Death Scythe? There we go. There we go. We're pretty much good to go. Back to here. You'll also note we have almost full map completion at this point. And over here there is a save room. Gonna save. Oh man, saving the game. We don't actually need the Black Panther soul anymore, so I'm gonna go back to Harpy Lady because she'll be useful up ahead. But this here is essentially the final screen because right before here there's another doorway, and that is full map completion. Booyah! I missed no rooms! Granted, I went back and had to look through them a few times, but I missed no rooms. This area has an interesting layout itself, by the way. But enough about that. Once more through the breach. Now this is an interesting appearance of a room. I do not believe you ever fight Legion in this game. To be honest, this looks like the area where you would fight Legion. The one who is many. Technically, that is fairly fitting of what Dimitri is trying to do. He's trying to control so many souls, one who is many. And as we are hearing right here, Arikedo had failed to stop Dimitri due to a sacrifice. Sacrifice of Celia. Granted, she kind of deserved to die for everything she's been doing, being this evil little everything, and the fact that imprisoning her probably wouldn't do anything to help us out in the long run. But yeah, Dimitri, you are... yeah. I also kind of find it funny, Arikedo's powers being dark, they were stopped by a sacrifice. Even though the sacrifice was done with dark intent, I also like how the little where we are icon is in the middle of this entire area. That's nice as well. But yeah, this entire area is set, so Dimitri just wants to see whose power of dominance is stronger. There's just one issue. Not to say Dimitri was wrong. To become the Dark Lord's heir, you do only need to have the power of dominance. And while he can indeed get the power of dominance, he cannot truly control it. For you only need the power of dominance to be the Dark Lord's heir. But only the reincarnation of the Dark Lord can control it. Which would be, well, the reincarnation of Dracula, rather. And yes, Dimitri, you're totally going to succumb to this. So remember my talk about Legion? It's kind of fitting here. All the demons he's possessed, controlled, have merged into one. The one who is many in its own right. So in a way, this could be considered Legion. This, however, is Menace. Menace is interesting. Very much he'll act like, well, not immediately, but he will eventually. No one use Harpy Lady yet, she can't hit this. Currently, this is the only thing he has. He has technically 3 attacks. He has his little poison breath, and then 2 sets of like spikes, which he will try to impale you on. He has the sides, and he also has the center of the screen, which he will try to impale you with. It's not that difficult of a fight right now. I mean, he telegraphs his attacks pretty well in advance. But once you destroy that first head on his chest, Menace will stand up properly. And at this point is where the fight properly begins. So much like Menace is in Harmony of Despair, he will summon these little... You are now stepping on me. He will summon these little things which actually take a remarkable number of hits. Or rather, have a remarkable amount of health. So I'm just going to try to beat up on Menace's little kneecap here. And I'm not going to make the Skyrim joke. It's there, but I'm not going to make the Skyrim joke. If any of you make the Skyrim joke, you're fired. Alright, there, we took out the head on his knee, which only leaves one left. Can't even kill it with a smash attack. Which only leaves one head left. His actual head. Actually, no point to even have Harpy Lady out at this point. So, at this point, having, if you were to fall off these platforms, having the Hippogriff Soul is useful for getting back up. Overall, he's not that difficult of a fight. Just gotta pay attention to what he's doing and being ready to run away. He kind of will block his attacks if his mouth is closed. I just always happen to hit him as his mouth opens. But with that, Menace goes down. He's not that threatening of a boss, all in all. Really isn't. But of course, all the souls are now free. And Soma, being Soma, will start to absorb them. But after everything they've gone through, Soma isn't just going to let this take control of him. I mean, we're on the good end of the game. That wouldn't happen. But with Menace defeated, Dimitri dead... Well, with Menace defeated, the Abyss will fall apart. With Dimitri dead and Celia dead, the cult's power is gone, and Castlevania once again falls into nothingness. And we get to sit out here as the sun rises. Arikedo, how the hell are you standing out here? What vampire rules do you play by? Seriously. Because if it's not apparent, he is... Technically, he's only... Maybe he doesn't play by those rules. I honestly don't know the lore behind that. And here they get into a somewhat interesting debate about how Dark Lord is just an entity opposite of God. And there could be discussion here about there will always be a need for a Dark Lord. For God to be good, you need something to oppose him. And I'm not gonna get into that. That gets into religious and stuff, and I don't feel like talking religion here. I really don't. But he does make one good point. There's no reason for Soma to have to become the Dark Lord. And another great point that Arikedo makes is that Soma's only human. Despite the heritage and everything, he was raised human, he essentially is human. He shouldn't be trying to live up to all these different things. But of course, much like the end of the first game, everyone is waiting for us. Everyone who is in the castle. Julius, you're still the most badass Belmont character I've known. And Yoko's alright. Hammer, I wish they did more with you, Hammer. I'll get more into that later. And of course, Mina comes out of nowhere because... Soma, you're just going to run off on your own because that's what you're going to do. You're going to try to take care of this. You see, it's as your responsibility. Mina ain't going to just stand by either. She was worried. I love this whole thing where not only was Yoko, and I think also Hammer as well, but Mina was teasing Soma. Hammer is as blunt as his namesake, to be perfectly honest. They're all teasing them now. Julius has a point to you too. He's lived a long time. Even if he was amnesic most of that time, he has lived quite a while. And there we go, as the proper end of the game. Now then, beating the game properly will unlock Julius mode, but also if you were to get the bad ending, I already showed off the neutral ending, but if you were to get the bad ending, you would also unlock Julius mode, and there's a reason for that. I'll explain why at the end of the video. Alright, my thoughts on this game. I like it fairly well. It's not a bad game. I feel like there's a few things they could have done a bit differently here and there. Like, I don't completely like the bad guys of this game. I feel the first game was a bit better in that regard, but after the whole revelation that Soma is the reincarnation of Dracula, where else could they have gone? I suppose my biggest disappointment of this game we have yet to see, if that's a spoiler alert, it involves Julius mode, which I will be tackling. I really do want to show off Julius mode, because there's a very good reason for that. Let's see, what more can I say about the game itself? I do like that it did get me to use a few more souls. I mean, granted, I didn't use a lot of the souls I had, but this was the first time I used Frozen Shade Soul, first time I got Dog Soul, first time I've used Harpies, a bunch of things like that. So I like that the game did get me to use more souls, even if I was still very set in my ways. What more can I say? The portraits really needed work. I could say that of any Castlevania game, though. I mean, I like Symphony of the Nights, to be honest, but like this, Aria of Sorrows wasn't that bad. Portrait of Ruin, I'm on the fence about. I'd say they're not that bad. Order of Ecclesia. I love Order of Ecclesia to death. The portraits in that game, I really only don't... I kind of like them for the most part. They're not bad, except I don't like the cutscenes, especially for the main character, Shinoa. I'd get more into that later. For now, we are at the end of the credits. Showing off those bosses. Man, this game came out almost 5 years ago. Or not 5 years, almost 10 years ago. Holy crap. But yes, next I would like to tackle something a little new. For up here, there is Julius mode. Now then, why is Julius mode so interesting? Well, for that, I think I'm going to have to show you the bad ending of the game. In a way, you could consider the bad ending to be a splitting point, and Julius mode carries off immediately from the bad ending. Take that how you will. I'll see you guys when I start that next time. Whenever that'll be.